Drake can be a dork.
Go ahead.
Drake can be a dork.
Okay.
What did the story remind you of?
So far, well, I'd have to say a dream.
Yeah.
Because if it was a dream, it always seems very confusing. And it, like, if you're about to do something very exciting that you want to do in your life, all of a sudden it changes. Like if you have, like, you want to get a like the best toy, and you finally go into the store, you see it, you buy it. When you walk out, it's a lady. That's what a dream is. It's like the letters that taste good on the book.
I think it just might be a dream. He might have like fallen asleep or something, and like gone off in a faraway place. But he might have dreamt it for a reason.
Yeah. Do you think that the math magician's gonna agree with setting rhyme and reason free?
Oh, didn't we? The math magician. Yeah, he's the one that probably won't agree.
Yeah.
Because he was the one that said that they don't make a fair
Because they don't choose on each
side. And the other king was kind of agreeing. Azaz was actually kind of agreeing with him.
Yeah.
But then now Azaz wants it back because they lived in Azaz's area, and he kept peace in his kingdom.
Yeah.
I don't understand the humbug.
The humbug?
Yeah, he's very weird. It's like
He's mysterious.
yeah.
Like, if you compliment him, he doesn't know what he's saying. So he goes, yeah, sure, I'll help. And then they take him into the car and he's all, wait, where are we going?
What did you guys think about the ordering the food? I had to reread it when he said potatoes and green beans.
Oh, at the feast?
Yeah, when you just announce a little speech. And Milo wanted to talk about rhyme and reason.
Yeah, and he was all, well, I'd like to thank you all. And Azaz is like, oh, that's a weird speech. I don't think it's going to taste very good. And he's all, the humbug, mashed potatoes, green peas, and a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I think it was weird when the deputy short sheriff, he liked to put people in prison, but he didn't like to keep them there. So there's a button by the jail bars, and he just pushed it and opened, and he walked right out. And then when he saw Officer Short Sheriff at the banquet, he said, "Oh, it's
It's been 3,000 years or whatever.
Or 6 billion years.
Yeah." And he didn't even notice.
Like, wow, time sure flies.
Oh, why does Faintly and Maccabee tell Milo the story?
So he can know where rhyme and reason is. Yeah.
And another reason is that she is telling him that because he asked to, and also that that was the only place she wanted to go back to.
Yeah.
I want to know why the witch, Faintly Macabre, just stays in that prison cell and doesn't go out.
That's the same thing. It's because she only wants to go back if rhyme and reason's there.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't like the world without it. So she'd rather be alone in prison than go out.
Yeah.
That's why Milo asked her about the story, and then that's how he found out how to get out of jail.
Yeah.
Which character did you like the best, or is there a character that you just can't stand in the story?
The one I can't stand is the humbug,
Oh, that's it.
and the one I like very much is the watchdog.
Yeah.
Because he still has a dog personality. First you would think he would be like really smart or
Brave.
I didn't like the spelling bee. It was annoying when, like, craft, C-R-A-F-T, and then it was just annoying.
him and the humbug. Whenever they're near each other, I don't like it.
It's annoying.
It seems like real life to me. Because if two people that you know and you don't want to be by each other, or that they always get into a fight,
Which character?
You don't want to be around them.
Which character do you like the best? Isaiah. Milo.
Why?
Because he's the main character.
I like the humbug. I don't know why, but he just looks cool.
I like Deputy Short Sheriff because he's funny and he just throws people in jail for no reason and then he just lets them go.
I think I'm more like Deputy Short Shrift, the sheriff, because he was too. I'm like, okay, you're going to jail. You want a long sentence or a short one? As if. I think that's the shortest sentence I can think of. Put him in jail 6 billion years. And I forget everything easily, so.
Who do you,
Hey, it's already been 6 billion years? Okay.
what do you think Digitopolis will be like?
I think it's going to be a whole bunch of numbers everywhere and that's what they're going to be buying instead of letters and like you're going to eat numbers and
I think it's, I
all
think,
that.
I think it's demons that only like numbers. Like, they won't even speak in words.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like, maybe like things that have to do with math. Like maybe not by numbers, but like having like shapes and things like that, and like numbers as people or something like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
like number people, and they go like 1, 2, 3, and Milo's probably gonna need like a translator.
But they do say that they don't use words unless they really need to.
Yeah,
So they
Oh,
have
numbers?
to speak
You mean numbers?
no,
the
that's
words.
in King Azaz's area. They hate to use numbers.
Ones that have to, right?
And only if they're really forced to.
Yeah.
And
It'll probably be
And
the opposite.
so the opposite, and who knows, that you might even see the math magician up there.
Yeah.
He might be trying to get, or he might have been secretly talking to Rhyme and Reason, or goes up there because if it's Digitopolis, then it sure sounds like he would be there.
Yeah.
I bet he'll be like the humbug, can confuse everybody with what he knows. Math magician.
Yeah. If the math magician says no, then do you think Myler and the Watchdog are just going to keep on trying to convince him, or are they going to go get Rhyme and Reason without his consent?
I think we'll try at least 3 times to try to get him
Yeah.
to, and if he doesn't want to, I think they'll just go ahead and do it. But I don't think he'll want to have to do anything with Milo, because you can tell Milo might tell him about talking with King Azaz
Yeah.
first. And so then he might start disagreeing and won't like Milo.
How do you think Milo's going to get like past the demons? Cause
With words. I think he's going to get by with the words he bought.
yeah, how do you think he's going to use this words, like a sword or something like that?
They throw stuff them into their mouth.
Or confuse them with
Yeah.
them.
Like
Yeah.
say Quagmire. All
gonna
those
buy that.
big long ones. Yeah, but he'll know them.
King Azaz
Good
also
Sam.
gave him a box
Of all the words
that he knows. And I think since King Azaz gave him that, I think he's going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, it almost seemed that like King Azaz gave it to him for no purpose.
Yeah.
How long do you think Rhyme and Reason were like
Banished.
yeah.
I think since the math magician was the one that said, they never agree and go with one person's side,
Yeah.
that he was the one that banished them. That he was the one that talked to because if he put them in Digitopolis. Isaiah, do you have any thoughts or questions that you would like to ask?
Does this title fit this story?
the toll booth part so far, but we don't know why it's called the Phantom Toll Booth quite
Yeah.
yet.
I think most stories actually, the story is mostly always, like, I've only read a couple books, like Sing Down the Moon
Mm-hmm.
was one that didn't fit the story. So I actually think since it already has Toll Booth, and Phantom seems like there's going to be a Phantom coming up, so that it's going to fit.
But then
Story.
we have to call the Phantom and the Toll Booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be a Phantom Toll Booth, though.
Yeah.
Would you
Might be
reckon?
another one.
Would you recommend this book to someone else?
Yes, I'd recommend it
Why?
because it's a very confusing but good book, and it keep like the confusing things are that all the numbers and words that they use, and you have to keep thinking. If you don't think, that's how you get into the Lethargians, or with the Lethargians, to the Doldrums, and you have to think to get out. There's no way you can go through the Doldrums.
With that, is there any, or if you could, would you change any parts in the book so far?
Probably not.
The humbug.
So
I
what
think I would
you-
change. No, there's really nothing you could change. It's all good.
What do you think the land of No was called the land of No?
It was.
Oh, I think it was the land of Null because it sounds like dull,
Yeah.
and for very few things grew in that land, and so it'd be real dull land. All there is like hills, no crops would barely ever grown, and the land was barren.
I'd put it was full of evil demons and creatures.
But no, I don't think would match demons and creatures, so that's why I skipped over that.
You have any questions, Isaiah?
Yet.
No.
I'm gonna. Anybody have a word that they want looked up in the dictionary?
Not really. I think since we have all our vocabularies.
I think I might look up null just to check it.
I don't even know if that's a word. The land of Null.
I think it is.
That's why he's
No. They just they made it like that. That's how the author put it. What do you predict's gonna happen next? Besides they get rhyme and reason. Isaiah, don't answer this one.
I think after they get rhyme and reason, the demons might want to fight for them back and
think-
put them back in the castle in the air.
I think they might not even get to Rhyme and Reason. He might get lost in the land of conclusions or some other land.
I think if we're halfway through the book almost, and it's we're
We're about a third.
no, it's almost a half. So I don't think they would get lost somewhere else. I think that'll find rhyme and reason. And
I remember earlier literature circles, you were wondering what grade Milo might be in, and I was skimming through the beginning, and it said he doesn't like school from learning how to spell February, so I think he might be in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Isaiah, I think we're all wondering, do you understand the book?
Yeah. I've read it before.
Oh, well then that explains it. What word are you looking up?
No, and it's in here. Without legal force.
Usually in a phrase. Number 2, amounting to not,
Yeah.
and number 3, no,
'Cause if-
no value effect.
Well, without
That
a
wouldn't match ours.
without a legal force, that'd mean that the demons would be free to roam.
Well, without illegal force, that means
It also
that they can't.
doesn't matter.
That you
It also
illegal force is where, it's that you can't. It's forcing somebody against law. If it's without that, then there's no law.
and
Yeah.
it also
So that'd mean that the demons.
it
But
also
would be
it
there.
doesn't match.
it does not
really-
match. It does not.
No,
It's
really
close.
doesn't.
At
It
least
also-
I found it in the dictionary, Isaiah.
But it also says of no value. So it could be a land of no value because there is no value in the land because nothing grew. And there's nothing in that.
That's the
land.
only
'Cause
thing
it's-
that really matches.
Ryman is
hmm
So we went about 15 minutes. What were some good things that happened?
We
Chris?
went fully through
We
most
went
of it.
fully through the book. And one bad thing is that if somebody reads the book, like they don't talk at all.
Yeah.
I can't talk.
So you know, Isaiah could talk. What could he help talk with? Not predicting probably, because then he would give it away. But what about
Questions.
questions, personal connections? Some
Personal.
when you read a book a second time, maybe you find out something you didn't realize the first time through. Okay,
He reads
Yeah.
every book like twice over. Aren't we supposed to talk?
that's okay. Yeah, and Yasmin, you talked. That was good.
I think one bad
No.
thing we did because we had an argument at the end, and some
Okay.
people got mad at other people.
Yeah, you're supposed to do what? Agree disagreeably, right?
Like
I'm going to have you fill out the literature survey,
disagree
and
agreeably.
What? Who got
then I'm
mad?
going to have the second
You're
group
in
come
Isaiah.
back. So you guys take your things, and Caleb,
Do we have an
give me
assignment?
the
Not
assignment
really. I was just
coming
telling
up.
Isaiah that he
Going
couldn't
into 11.
find it.
9 to 11. Make it the read free.
Here you go. I'm going to ask that Philip, Brian, Kelsey, and Jennifer come back.
You take ours because we get. I'll lose mine. Since it's been a long time with the other one.
Yes, leave your sheets here. The vocab.
We only need one.
Yeah. Bring your book. Yes. But I want more focus on 5 and 6. Now, in 5th grade, the grade is being quiet. The microphone is picking things up.
When I answered Drew's question, and then he was gonna give me
I'll sit here.
You said Una.
Here, slide down. Brian, Philip can go over there.
Where am I going?
We're only going to have 4 people in this group.
I'm going to be sitting right here? Cool. Scoot over. Scoot over. Should I scoot over there with Philip?
Yes, you could slide over there. Phil and both squeeze into that area. So Philip, slide over to your right.
Everybody need to be right here.
And Jennifer, you can come right here.
What is it, boys facing girls? Weren't we supposed to bring up all our answers?
Jennifer, why don't you say where you were?
Mr. Whip, what if we didn't do all the answers? I only got up to chapter 8 so far.
It's just
No, we weren't supposed to.
yeah, right. I want you to focus on 5 and 6 questions in discussion.
What do you mean 5 and 6?
Chapters 5 and 6.
Oh, that's back here.
But if we want to, here, get out your prompt sheets.
I brought mine.
Ah, I forgot my
Here's
folder.
5 and 6.
I forgot my folder.
Have your prompt sheets out and your questions and answers?
Let's do the prompts. See on the prompt, there are questions. Let's do those questions and we'll talk about it.
Hey, how about we do the whole page of prompts?
And chapter 5 and 6 questions. Do you still have your chapters 5 and 6 questions?
Yes. I don't know.
Because I do.
I do.
I think I recycled them.
You're like 100 things.
What do you mean? What do you mean
Anyways.
5 and 6 questions? 5 and 6. You know, for
The
right
questions.
here, chapters 5 and 6.
Oh. I'm just gonna. No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
What button?
I'm not pushing it. Me neither. Okay, for chapters 5 and 6.
I'll just look at you.
For chapters 5 and 6, why bullion? How heavy do you think bullion is?
I think a billion is about maybe like
A brick, just a regular brick.
maybe as heavy as like a house brick. Brick for a house.
Yeah, that would seem okay because it's rock and a little bit of gold also.
Actually, I think it's mostly gold and some rock.
Kelsey, what do you think a bullion is? Or just a brick, because that stuff's got to be heavy.
Yeah, it's like carrying a whole sack of it. That would be very hard.
They're not carrying; they're sliding.
Whatever.
It's not that hard.
No, I mean carrying it to the place where they put it on the sled and then make it. You get what I'm saying.
And the schoolmaster is calculating. That was funny because the schoolmaster is the only one who knows how to count. The rest of them don't
Not
count because the rest of them, they don't have really good schools. So the schoolmaster put if they used all the gold and if they got lost at all. What was your favorite part of the story?
Well, my favorite part of this part of the story was when when they had to turn off all the lights, but because it was like it was a Resident Evil that was outside. It was like this evil thing was outside and it was scary and it was cool at the same time.
Why is that your favorite?
It's my favorite because I kind of don't really like the dark, but it seemed really cool.
I like the part when I'll sled it down.
Yeah.
Because sledding is fun.
Yeah.
And what did you do for your report for World War II?
We didn't have to report.
Yeah, we did.
Put it off the internet.
Let's see. Well, I did one, and this is that. I have a funny story that's in here. My great cousin John Hopkins, he jumped out of a plane that had been shot, and fell right in the middle of a German family's breakfast.
Right in the middle of a German family's
That's all you wrote?
No, if I read the whole thing, it would take like five minutes. Can we spare that?
No.
Okay.
I put about World War II, Pearl Harbor. I wrote on my own, looking off information on the internet. I put on December 17th, 1941, 7:55 a.m. at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, the Japanese attacked. They sunk 5 battleships and damaged 16 of them, destroyed 188 aircrafts, but the U.S. saved 3 of the aircraft carriers.
Okay. How about we rotate our ones? Mine goes to Philip. Philip's goes to yours. Yours goes to Kelsey. Kelsey goes to mine.
I don't have one.
Why can't I start? Because I just started reading mine.
Fine, start.
2,400 Americans died and 1,178 injured.
Can you read faster?
But only less than 100 Japanese soldiers died. The U.S. knew that Japan was planning an attack by intercepting secret Japan messages, but they didn't know when or where they would attack. A day later, President Franklin Roosevelt asked the Congress for a declaration of war, and Congress approved it.
Okay.
I'll probably be going last because mine's 5 pages long.
Okay. Yeah. Germany was in a severe depression when Adolf Hitler came to power in 1933. Germany rearmed and took over and/or invaded many countries in 1938 through 1939. The Allied
September 3rd, 1939, Britain and France declared war on Germany. Hitler and his Italian ally Mussolini were unchallenged on the continent. Their ally Japan attacked Pearl Harbor December 7th, 1941. The major U.S. victories were at Coral Sea and Midway. The Germans were stopped at Stalingrad. Sicily fell and Mussolini was driven from power in 1943. On D-Day, June 6, 1944, the Allies invaded Normandy. The Battle of the Bulge proved to be the final German counteroffensive. Hitler committed suicide April 30th, 1945, and the fate of the conquered Europe was settled at Yalta and Potsdam. Allied and U.S. forces drove Japan out of the Western Pacific, culminating into Iwo Jima and Okinawa. The atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and on August 14th, 1945, Japan accepted terms of unconditional surrender. World War II was over. But my grandpa, his dad, he was a cook on a ship in the Western Pacific, and a lot of people died.